Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into an explainer on something genuinely fascinating. We're looking at a completely natural, highly structured approach to facial aesthetics. If you've ever wondered how targeted physical movements can actually help shape your features, specifically to achieve what the source material calls hunter eyes, well, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to meticulously map out the anatomy of your face as we uncover this 6-step routine designed for aesthetic improvement. Let's get right into it.
5 minutes. That is literally the total daily time commitment we're talking about here. What's truly remarkable about this routine is just how efficient it is. I mean, it's not about buying complex equipment, slapping on expensive creams, or spending hours staring into a mirror. It is entirely about precise, concentrated physical action that you can just easily weave right into your normal day.
So let's define exactly what we're doing. We are looking at a natural 6-step facial and eye massage process. The ultimate goal? Aesthetic improvement, specifically targeting the structure of the eye and cheek areas. And the best part is, there are absolutely no external tools required for this. This is an entirely tactile routine. It relies purely on the strategic placement and movement of your own fingers across your facial muscles and bone structure.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. First, the 5-minute routine. Second, lower eye techniques. Third, the smile line smoother. Fourth, active eye circles. Fifth, forehead and eyebrow massage. And finally, number 6, mastering facial aesthetics.
Section 1. The 5-minute routine. So, this is the exact chronological 6-step sequence we're going to master today. Notice how it moves really systematically. We start right under the eyes with a pull and a press, then we drop down to the cheeks for those smile lines, engage the eyes themselves, and finally move upward to finish on the forehead and eyebrows. It's this brilliant top-to-bottom, then back-to-top geographical journey across your face. Section 2. Lower eye techniques.
All right, our very first technique is the under-eye pull. I want you to mentally visualize your own face right now as we break down exactly how to execute this. This is where we build the whole structural foundation of the routine.
For this first step, you're exclusively going to use the tips of your index and middle fingers. The placement is absolutely crucial here. You need to physically locate and place those fingertips directly on your eye socket bone. Got it? Okay. Once you have firm contact with that hard structural ridge beneath your eye, slowly drag your fingers outward. You're tracing along that bone, moving directly to the outer corners of your eyes. It's a very specific, very deliberate motion.
Immediately following that outward drag, the routine flows right into step 2, the under-eye press. Now, we're staying in the exact same lower eye region, but the physical action we take shifts completely. What's really fascinating here is the stark contrast between these first 2 foundational steps. Think about it. In step 1, we were anchored on the hard eye socket bone, actively dragging outward. But now, in step 2, the focus shifts entirely to the soft tissue. Using those same index and middle fingers, you're going to apply a little pressure to massage the muscles directly under your eyes. It's a totally distinct shift from a structural drag on the bone to a localized, pressurized massage right on the muscle. Section 3. The smile line smoother. All right, we are now shifting from the orbital area down to the mid-face. We're targeting the cheek region, specifically focusing on smoothing out those smile lines. To pull this off, first, press your fingers directly onto your cheeks, then initiate a pulling motion towards the sides of your face. Now, the absolute key word to remember here is gently. The source material really emphasizes that this lateral, outward drag across the cheek profile has to be done with care. You're basically coaxing the tissue outward, creating this gentle smoothing action across the skin. Section 4. Active eye circles. Okay, now we hit a major dynamic shift in our explainer. We are temporarily pausing the tactile finger massage and transitioning to the active movement of the eyes themselves. Think of this as the kinetic climax of the routine. The execution here is incredibly precise. First and foremost, you've got to start with your eyes fully open. Once they're open, the instruction is to slowly rotate your eyes in a clockwise direction. The pace is essential here. It shouldn't be rushed. It needs to be a deliberate, slow, and highly controlled rotation, really engaging those ocular muscles to trace a full, wide circle. So, after you've completed a few of those slow, clockwise circles, the routine specifically calls for a reversal. Ready to switch it up? You just take that exact same open-eyed, controlled movement and rotate in a counterclockwise pattern. This just makes sure that both directional planes of your eye musculature are fully and evenly engaged. Section 5. Forehead and Eyebrow Massage.
Now we go back to tactile finger techniques. We're targeting the center of the upper face with the forehead outward massage, beginning the upward ascent of our facial roadmap.
Let's map out this path. You begin by placing the tips of your fingers directly in the center, right between your eyebrows. From that anchor point, move your fingers smoothly upward and then drag them outward, sweeping all the way across the forehead to your temples. It's a continuous, soothing sweep that spans the entire upper quadrant of the face.
And finally, we arrive at Step 6, the eyebrow massage. This is the sixth and final step to complete the routine. For this concluding movement, you're only going to use your index fingers. Press them directly onto your eyebrows. The directional flow here is super specific. You must move your fingers starting from the heads of your eyebrows, the inner parts near your nose, and drag them outward along the brow line all the way to the tails. And just like we saw earlier with the under-eye muscle press, you apply just a little bit of pressure to deeply massage the underlying structure as you trace that brow line.
Section 6. Mastering Facial Aesthetics.
We've seen exactly how beautifully structured and deliberate this six-step routine really is. We've uncovered how it thoughtfully transitions from the structural bone to the soft muscle tissue, into active kinetic eye movement, and finishes up with those sweeping, soothing upward strokes. But knowledge is only the first step, right? The true aesthetic impact comes purely from application. So I'll leave you with this question. How will you consistently integrate this 5-minute natural routine into your daily life to master your own facial aesthetics? Think about where those 5 focus minutes fit best in your schedule. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep exploring, keep structuring your knowledge, and I'll see you next time.